Hello everyone, this is Rodolfo Parlati, professional coach and leadership trainer. Today, I would like to talk about a topic I'm very attached. This is related to the condition of women in workplaces. Just taking consideration the current situation of women, but also some possible future scenarios about it. Because there are too many things to improve for women. Just think about that in a European, mostly European countries, on average, less than 50% of women have an income higher than men. This is just to give you an idea. And today, I'm very pleased and happy to talk about this with a global expert. She's a global HR consultant and a career change management expert. Her name is Bolaji Shote. Welcome, Bolaji. Thanks so much.
Hi, Rodolfo.
Rodolfo. So much. I'm very happy to have you as my guest.
It's one of the things that I'm really passionate about. I'm really excited to be here as well.
Yeah, we already had a chat about this particular topic in the past. So she's absolutely an expert on this. So, Bolaji, my very first question for you today is, what are the current global situation for women in the workplace, from your perspective, obviously?
Okay, so it's positive because, I mean, people are now being more conscious about it than before. And we're seeing a lot more women, pursuing their careers, not minding what they're going into, not only pursuing their careers, but also going to areas that have, in the past, has been said for only the men. So we have more women that are into engineering, in tech, in so many other places, even in the business world. So we've seen female CEOs, we've seen women heading teams just to make an impact. And, that has been something that has been very, very commendable from, most organizations are becoming more conscious of it than they've ever been before. So it's no longer business as usual. It's not, things are not done like how it used to be done in the past, where the women were at the back or their place were in the kitchen or just in the home. Women are pursuing careers. Women are doing great things, just like men too are doing. And then you have women leading teams too. Sometimes women even leading teams that have more male or predominantly male teams. Women are also leading those teams as well. I think it's really commendable. It's a lot better than how it used to be before. But we still have a very long way to go. For instance, you still see that in very top roles in organizations, in board, in top leadership roles, women are still conspicuously absent in those strategic roles where they can, make a decision, change things, do things differently. I think those are some of the areas. And then the challenge of when it comes to women, childbearing age and all of those things is still kind of like, well, it's not generic, but I think because of the time women spend in giving birth to children and all of those things, there's just a negative perception. And I've unfortunately had even male colleagues who have said, oh, but she's pregnant. And because of that, I don't think she can do what she needs to do. So there's still the discrimination is still there. The gender inequality is still there in terms of pay, because we see women doing the same in the same role, or even doing much more than men, but they're not being compensated like the men. I think those are some of the challenges, that the discrimination is still there. The perception that a woman cannot really do some things that men can do, you know, and just the general belief for societies, especially from like the part of the world where I come from in Africa, is still there. So it's still a struggle when a woman is vocal, is trying to, I mean, there's still challenges around those places. I've seen cases where a boss will tell, or someone will say, oh, you know, you're a woman and you're not meant to speak, you're not meant to do this, or you're not meant to do that. You know, those things are still there. You find a woman doing much more than a man in the same role, and the man is earning a lot more than she does. So those challenges are still there. And then the rate at which a woman can grow in her career. Like I've seen cases where, because of, you know, women go on maternity leave and all of that. So it begins to affect how they are perceived, to say, oh, you know, this period, she's on mat leave, she can't really do much, such that some women are actually, because of their career, saying, you know what, I'm going to put having a family or having my children as a front burner issue, so that I can be in the forefront of my career, because data has shown that women who tend to now start building a family and all that, it kind of like slows them down in terms of in their career. Unfortunately, I would say some of the people who are the decision makers are also women. Sometimes who also make those decisions to say, oh, you know, it's because of this, but more on, I mean, those challenges are still largely there. And well, I think that with all of the International Women's Day activist group fighting for the rights of women, again, another challenge is also domestic abuse. And, you know, a lot of women are also facing that, which, I mean, you cannot take a woman's emotion or her feelings away from who she really is. So if her home front is not going on well, where she's been abused by her partner or by whoever she's with. I read a very sad story a while ago of a woman whom her partner shot her because of, I mean, she went into a very high profile role. And, you know, so those are some of the challenges that women face in terms of how do people see if I'm advancing in my career and I'm moving very fast. It makes me look like I don't want to be submissive to a man, or I'm not a kind of woman that anybody should keep. So that challenge is also there as well, which eventually impacts them in their performance, also in the workplace. This is something that can be emotional, physical, physiological, and all of those kind of things. And then the impact is negative on their output in the workplace eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's the current situation of what we have. It's everywhere, right? But some societies have more rights for the women than some. And I would say maybe where you reside is one of those places. Why where I reside is not one of those places.
Yes, because there are so many cultural related problems, right? Because it's how the woman is perceived, basically, in cultures, right? Also because there are so many stereotypes, as you mentioned it. Okay, Bolaji, but I cannot hear you. You have the microphone switched off. Your microphone is switched off.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Now I have one more question for you. So consider the global situations and the possible scenarios, okay? Because you started after all from positive situations. If you consider all happening in the past, okay? So what are the possible actions to take to overcome gender gap in particular and improve the general conditions of women in workplaces? Also, as regards the gender-based violence, for example, the pay gap, but also the presence of the poor participation of women in decision making. Okay, so in boards, for example, in organizations. Okay, what is your
okay? Yeah,
view?
thank you. So there's a lot that can be done, and one of it should start from the government, with the legislative arms of the government to make laws that gives women laws that give laws that will give women the kind of voice that they need, such that the discrimination against women in the workplace is closed up, such that, I mean, when those laws are firmly in place, it reduces things like when women go on mat leave, how they're being viewed in terms of their performance. So they're able to come and deliver on what they're meant to do. And such laws can even include things like pregnancy. We've seen organizations who do not want to employ pregnant women. Yeah. And being pregnant is not a disease, by the way. So, making such laws to say you cannot discriminate against a woman that is pregnant or because she's in a productive years and raising a family, it shouldn't be an opportunity for her to. So such laws will be good. And then organizations can also create, a lot of organizations are already doing it, and they can do better in terms of diversity and inclusion, to build a more inclusive workplace where, women are recognized. There's what they call, so you see some organizations who call themselves equal employer or equal opportunity employer, meaning they're not going to, when I'm applying for a job, my gender is not going to be a problem in them selecting me for the job, because they feel, a woman cannot be in tech, or a woman cannot be an engineer, or a woman cannot, giving opportunity to women and encouraging women. There's this, they call it, I think it's STEM or so, where they're encouraging women to be more, also they need to educate women themselves, because, after a long while, when you've been pushed into a particular, it becomes a lot difficult for you to want to have a voice. Women must be given that boldness to have a voice, to say, you know what, it doesn't mean because you're a woman, I mean, you can't do what, I mean, and any other person can do. And you must not see yourself just being you're a human being first before your gender, Some societies have even removed, when they're trying to shortlist people for roles, they don't even want to care what your gender is like. Just come and do the job and all of those kind of things. So, I mean, creating an enabling environment for women as well. So we have, I have stories of multinational companies where in those nurturing period for their children, as women, the family matters a lot to them. So they create things within the environment that is going to encourage them to be either with your family or within the workspace, but having access to their family. Because I mean, for a woman, if her children or her family is not well taken care of, it can actually impact on the job. So why not create things in the workplace that can encourage women to want to be there? And a woman shouldn't be feeling bad that she's going on her maternity leave. You know, those are some of the areas where you should. And then there's this thing that they call, as it relates to gender parity, where they are giving quota. Companies can have such, where you're saying, okay, leadership roles, our leadership role, we should be conscious about gender balance. That's the word that I wanted to use. Companies should be conscious of gender balance, so that you don't get to a place you just see all men, and there is really no woman. Or when you see the women, they're in lower, they're not in strategic roles or in executive leadership. Those are some of the things. And then they can start talking of equal pay. When a woman applies for a job with a man, if you're going to pay the man XYZ, pay the woman the same amount. Because at the end of the day, it's about what has been earmarked for that job role, the delivery, about who can do it. And if it's a woman that can do it and she's qualified to do it, please go ahead and pay her, and don't bring her in and now pay her less. Because meanwhile, if you're employing a man, you're going to pay the man higher than what you're paying the woman. I mean, if you hear the things from women, some of them have had practical situation like that. So those are some of the actions that can be taken. And this narrative, like what you and I are doing right now, must keep going out there to say, women also be bold, come out, pursue those things. Don't look at your gender when you want to go for something. Don't have an imposter syndrome that, because I'm a woman, will they listen to me? Will they accept me? And women themselves also need to come and start being involved in governance. The more women are coming out so they can influence those kind of laws that are going to favor women eventually. I think, those are some of the ways in which we can address the issue to encourage more women in the workspace, and not only just encouraging them, also ensuring that they're able to do great things as many men are doing. We need more women CEOs. We need more women that will be, billionaires, and more women that will create jobs for people. Let me close with this. I read the statistics. Majority of the women who are billionaires today either got their money from inheritance or from divorce. That's not an interesting statistics. That is not a great thing. It shows that, we need more women who will go into business, who will be visionary people like the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos, the Bill Gates, and all of those kind of people. We need women that will do something that will change the face of the world, like the people who started Google. We need more women like that, who are creative, who are dogged, who are rugged, who can see things, who can build things from nothing. We need more of those women, and women should be encouraged to chase their dreams, to go for what they want to do, not to be courageous, not to be afraid, not to look at it and say, oh, it's a man's domain. These are for the men. Nothing is stopping a woman from going to space too as well. Nothing is stopping a woman from doing what she needs to do as well. Those are really the discussion at the end of the day.
Yeah, you have absolutely nailed it. Thank you, Bolaji. Particularly the part in which you talking about the position of fear, the limit women, the limits we so seriously, okay? But so important to create, to raise awareness in them, okay, by starting from themselves. because many, let's say, so often women remain alone in their situations. Okay, but one person is a joke, is said, but altogether, those women can become an ocean.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
So I think this is a very first step to take, the very first important, to raise awareness. Everything comes from them. What do you think?
Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bolaji, I want to thank you so much for your precious participation in this video, for sharing your knowledge and experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a great one, and I'm really passionate about talking about things like this. And I do hope that we have more women come out, speak, and change their own world and be the best that they can be. And thank you very, very much for doing this.
Oh, thank you to you. It's the world we are dreaming to create. Very soon, I want to add. Thank you very much.
Hopefully. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Feel free to leave your comments in the section dedicated and to follow me on YouTube and on my personal website, rodolfoparlati.com. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, Rodolfo.